right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 11 o'clock hour of Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. We are the voice of the valley. We're the talk of the town. We're broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. And hey, if you want to be a part of the conversation, feel free to comment live on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Keep up to date and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here with WRMN. Don't forget, we also do have our app that you can listen to us from anywhere. Very easy to use with a touch of a button. We have it on the App Store and also on the Google Play Store. You can also find us on Facebook as well. Find us on YouTube, our website, WRMN1410.com. Don't forget, we also do have our text line brought to you by Image 360 in South Elgin. That's 505-926-1410. So, of course, you can also send us any pictures or information as well, too, to keep everyone up to date and be a part of the conversation, be a part of the content here on WRMN, part of the community for the community. Speaking of some very big news here when it comes to community events, as we all know, of course, the weather and temperatures are getting chilly. We also love doing activities. We don't want this type of weather to stop people from doing fun things, especially things that, are starting to become popular on the rise again. According to Statistica.com, in 2023, when it comes to ice skating, about 11.44 million people in the U.S. age 6 and older have been participating in ice skating, which is the highest number of participants since record of 2011. So we are starting to notice a rise in people wanting to do ice skating, whether you are a novice at it or maybe you're a rookie. Doing that ice skating is a lot of fun. But where in particular is a good place to go ice skating? Well, your family-friendly, beautiful amusement and water park known as Santa's Village in Dundee has now announced their release and return, their frosty comeback of the Polar Dome Ice Rink. It's been gone for a while, and it is back again, returning for your pleasure to enjoy. And of course, as you know, we're having a special interview today. We want to welcome here to WRMN. Thank you so much for joining us today, General Manager Bryan Kopeck of Santa's Village. Thanks so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you so much for asking. And I want to thank you so much for coming on here to WRMN, taking the time and energy to talk about this very exciting event here with the return of the Polar Dome.
Yes, it's been a huge project, and we're super excited about it.
So tell us a little bit on, what the Polar Dome is. Of course, I did tell people, of course, it's an ice skating rink. If you want to go into a little bit more detail on what is offered with the Polar Dome.
Sure. So for those of you who don't know, it's a historic ice arena that was originally built back in the 60s, early 60s. That was built right on the property with the amusement park. It was built by the amusement park. And then, so it had stayed open along with the park up until the closure, in 2006 when the park closed. So Polar Dome likewise closed in terms of hockey. There were some little offshoot things that kind of were in there for a little bit of time, and then over the past about 10 years or so, it had actually been used by the neighbors. So it was still on the property and but was utilized by them. So now we have taken that back over, and we're happy to have put ice back in the facility. So we're open to kind of a whole bunch of different things. We have public skate on certain days and times. Pretty much every day has at least almost one session of either a public skate or a what we call rat hockey, which is kind of like drop-in hockey. There's also some practice times available, whether you're into figure skating or hockey skating or playing hockey. And then starting next week, we'll actually be starting some lessons for individuals who want to start and want to learn either how to just ice skate for the first time, whether they want to get into figure skating, whether they want to get into hockey, and then even adult leagues that are going to be starting up fairly soon within the next week or two, and then even an adult instructional program for hockey. So kind of have a lot of stuff going on that's going to be starting up here within the next couple of weeks that we're really excited about.
Awesome. You get those awesome family-friendly activities, of course, and that, of course, ties in with Santa's Village being so family-oriented as well, too. This is a great way to enhance the park's offerings for families, and especially, of course, having those specific events and programs as well, too, is fantastic. Now, what really would you say led to the decision of really bringing it back? Of course, I know it was still on the property. Were there any inspirations that led to this decision? Was it comments from, of course, people who had been to the park before, or, of course, people who have never been before who said, what's that structure over there? Was there some other reason that this has been kind of in the works as to why it eventually wanted to be brought back again?
A lot of what you just said. So a lot of comments on, oh, that was the Polar Dome, and just the history behind it, and just the connection to the community has been, a big thing, and I feel like it's been missed. Especially with the history, it's a very unique building in itself. It's not a tin sterile hockey rink. It's got that old wood, the open face wood. So it's something that is extremely rare, especially with the way the new buildings are popping up and new ice arenas. So a lot of the comments about bringing it back really helped to kind of push that decision. And I know that a lot of the older generation that got to play there, it's starting to become, there are less and less, unfortunately, people that are either in the area or remember it. So it was one of those, if we needed to do it or we were wanting to do it, now was the time to kind of get it done. So that kind of helped push our decision to try and reopen it.
Absolutely. I think it's really cool, too, that, there are people who have been to the Polar Dome before when it was open. Now it's reopening again, and they get to relive that magical experience. I think is really, really cool to do that. My dad used to go to the Santa's Village back in the 50s and 60s, and we even have some old silent films of Santa's Village, which I think is so cool. To look at that and see, what has changed, what is still the same. I think that that's really cool. So how has the community responded to the news? I'm sure, of course, everyone's so excited about it.
They are. So we just opened on Friday with a public skate, and just to have people come in and not everybody came to skate. A lot of people just came to look around and, have a drink and try out some food in the Alpine room, which we brought that back as well. So it was definitely it was fun to hear everybody's stories from back in the day, and how it was such a big part of their lives back when, and to now be able to have that be such a big part of a new generation's history and their growing up. It's a fantastic thing to be a part of.
Absolutely. Now, where can people find more information about the Polar Dome Ice Rink with, of course, dates and times for public skate times and more? I know you can find it on Facebook. Can you also find it on your website?
You can. So it won't be directly on our Santa's Village website. We actually have our own website for the Polar Dome, which is polardomedundee.com, which kind of mirrors our Santa's Village Dundee.com. If you find yourself on our Santa's Village site, you can still get to the Polar Dome via that way, but it's got its own site. It kind of talks a little bit about our different programs that we have coming up, along with our times and dates for different activities that you might want to check out.
Absolutely. Do you want to give us a little sneak peek on some of those really nice activities that are going to be coming up?
Yeah. So, like in the afternoons, a lot of the afternoons, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do have a public skate that's 11:30 to 1:30. So anybody can come on in, skate for 2 hours around your lunch. You obviously don't have to stay the entire time. You can skate as much or as little as you want. Our bigger ones are our Friday and Saturday night public skates, which are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we do have an afternoon lunch skate that's on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then actually this weekend we added a couple more public skates because we had a big tournament this previous weekend. So this weekend we have some open times. So we actually added an open skate from 2 to 4 on Saturday, and then a drop-in rat hockey from 4:30 to 6:30. That kind of complements our other skating opportunities. So we also added another set on Sunday from 9 to 11 for open skate, and then another rat hockey from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30. So whole day of people can come on in, stop on by, and either skate or drop in and play hockey and kind of take a look at the facility, enjoy a food or beverage over at the Alpine Room, and kind of see everything.
That is fantastic. This is great news, of course, for people who love to go ice skating. Again, the thing, too, is you don't have to be a novice to go out and enjoy yourself when it comes to ice skating. So very, very cool. I want to thank you again for joining us today live here, calling into the station and talking about this. I know that, of course, there are many people out there that remember the old Polar Dome and are very excited about the return of it now that it's officially here, too. So, again, folks, you can find more information at polardomedundee.com. Don't forget, you can also go to their main website. That is santasvillagedundee.com. That's santasvillagedundee.com. Again, Bryan, thanks so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate giving us the time and energy to have you on the air to talk with us about Santa's Village and the Polar Dome.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Bryan, you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye now. Bye. All right, that was Bryan Kopeck, who is the general manager, talking with us about the return of the Polar Dome. Yes, the return of the Polar Dome. You can find more information at santasvillagedundee.com. That is santasvillagedundee.com. Find that information. You can check it out. Public skate times, of course. We've got it now here that you can check it out. Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. That was yesterday, 2 days ago. Today they're open 11:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. On Friday they're open 11:30 a.m. to 1:30. I know they had that special 2 to 4 and then also 7 to 9 p.m. And you can also check out the Saturday and Sunday schedules. Public skate is $12 per person with skate rentals at $5. Check out more information at polardomedundee.com. You can even get the full schedule anytime at gatemastertickets.com/Santa's Village, which is a direct link to that directly through their Facebook posting on their release date there for the 20th through till the 26th. On those dates and times. So you can actually take a look. There is the January month here with the skate times. You can also scroll through too and find the open public skate times for February, as well as also going into, I've got the calendar through March, but all filled for February already here too. So a month and a half in advance already here. So if you do want to check that out, don't miss the chance to lace up your skates and create unforgettable memories. Bring your friends or make new ones on the ice at Santa's Village. Check it out, santasvillagedundee.com. We're going to take a little tiny time out here. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN here in just a bit. So, of course, stay tuned.
And for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior.